Hare Krishna. So here's a very beautiful, apt question. So someone asks, is it necessary to visit big temples, famous old temples, ancient temples, where, for example, he gives like Jyotirlingas and the Shakti Pitams. Is it necessary? So much crowd is there. Can't I worship in my small temple near my house? What's the difference between both of this? So, first is that we'll see that they have no difference. The Lord is so merciful that whether you pray in a big temple or small temple, as long as one is very sincere, Lord will accept both. We see in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, which is mentioned in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 86th chapter, where Lord Krishna visits two kinds of devotees. A king by the name of Bahula Ashwa, who gives Krishna so much of royal pomp and wonderful welcome, and Krishna is satisfied with him being a devotee. And on the other side, another Brahmana, poor Brahmana by the name of Shrutadev. So Shrutadev also invites Krishna. Krishna goes to him. He also satisfies Krishna with very, very meager things. And Krishna is also equally pleased with him. So, from the Lord point of view, big or small does not matter. One is sincere in one's practice, that is the most important. Now, having said that, let us look what then is the difference between the two. So, there are 3 points here to discuss. What is the difference? First point is that we have to remember all these great places like Jyotirlingas and Shakti Pitams and famous ancient temples, big temples, which attract thousands. Great acharyas and saints and sages have visited there themselves. They have been there, they have prayed there, they have glorified the deities there, their energy, their love, their sacrifice, their dedication, all of this is actually invested in that place. And therefore, we who want to follow in the footsteps of such great souls, great acharyas, we visit those places. Not only to take darshan of the deities, not only to take darshan of the lordships, but while taking darshan, we also remember those great sages, acharyas, mahants, and saints and sadhus, and remember their works, their writings, their sacrifice, their life, and that is a source of inspiration. That's how we glorify the acharyas. That's the first point. Second point is, wherever there's a gathering of devotees, huge number of devotees, it's a great chance for us to learn, great chance for us to associate, great chance for us to gather inspiration. Huh? When we have a larger exposure, our learning becomes faster. So therefore, actually, it's an opportunity. Visiting places, you may think that there's so much crowd, but actually, there's an opportunity to advance better, to learn better through the gatherings of such devotees. So therefore, visiting big temples is definitely beneficial. Third point, visiting these big temples, ancient temples, is a must. Why? We can actually learn from those temples how the practices are being conducted daily, the daily rituals, the tradition, the festivals. All these we can learn how to do it properly so that we can do the same thing in our small house temple or village temple. Nowadays, we see people who, out of their own emotions, they create a small temple at home or in their village, and they are not trained. They are not trained, so they start worshipping in their own way. And sometimes this could be wrong because these ancient temples, they are following the Shastras, they are following the Parampara, right? They have been worshipping for many generations, they're pleasing the Lord. So they are trained people, they are guided people, they are experts. It's like a college. So these big temples you want to go to visit to learn from them so that we can implement the same thing. To give an example, sometimes we see people, they worshipping any other Devi Devata, but sometimes they're offering Tulsi. So they don't know that Tulsi is specifically meant for Ram, Vishnu, Krishna, right? But they are offering, they think that it's okay. So because they're not trained. So therefore, visiting big temples are important to learn the kind of festivals, to learn what kind of bhoga, naivedya that the Lord likes, what kind of festival style, dressing, right, what to be offered, what not to be offered, the timings. Else people have their own temple, they wake up the deity at 10 o'clock, they feed the deity at 11 o'clock at night. They, when they feel like it, they do some abhishek in their own way. There's a sequence for arti, there's a sequence for abhishek. So all this can be learned by going to large temples, seeing the rituals, seeing the times, learning from them, spending time, and then we can implement properly. So these are the three main reasons why one should visit large temples. They have been visited by great acharyas to remember them, to become inspired, to glorify them. They are a place where so many devotees come. We can learn how to behave, how to act, how to deal, right, from these devotees properly. Third is that we can learn from the temple itself by their practices, rituals, and festivals, so we can implement it on our own. Other than that, in one sense, big temple or small temple, Lord will always accept your prayers. Hare Krishna. Beautiful question.